They called him one of the most feared rappers in Chicago. His words weren't just music, they were warnings. Every lyric sounded like a confession, every verse like a crime scene. This is the chilling story of King Von, a man whose life was as dangerous as the music he made. Born in the shadows of Chicago's South Side, Von's rise was fast, his impact was terrifying, and his fall was sudden. Today, we uncover the truth about his life, his music, and the legacy that still haunts the drill scene. Born on August 9, 1994, in Parkway Gardens, the infamous Oblock, Von grew up surrounded by struggle. Violence wasn't a choice, it was the air he breathed. Raised by a single mother, and with his father often absent, Von found himself drawn into the gang life that consumed his neighborhood. By his teenage years, he had already faced arrests and prison time. To many, Oblock was a place to escape. To Von, it was home, and he would make sure the world never forgot it. When Von picked up the mic, his delivery wasn't like other rappers. He didn't just rap, he told war stories. Songs like Crazy Story weren't entertainment. They were chilling accounts of robberies, shootouts, and betrayal. Every bar hit like a confession from a man who had seen too much. He rapped with a cold calmness, like someone who had already stared death in the face and walked away. That fearlessness made his music magnetic, but also terrifying. Fans felt the adrenaline. Critics called him dangerous. But to Von, it was simply his truth. Von wasn't alone. He was closely tied to Lil Durk and the Only the Family OTF collective. Together, they carried Chicago's drill movement into the mainstream. But Von never left behind the aura of Oblock. His jewelry was heavy, his voice carried authority, and his lifestyle blurred the line between rap star and street figure. Even in fame, he never lost that deadly reputation. Stories of Von in the streets, fearless, strategic, always ready, spread like ghost tales. In interviews, he could smile and laugh. But behind that grin was a man you didn't want to cross, but living that life comes at a cost. On the night of November 6, 2020, in Atlanta, Georgia, outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge, Von's story came to a sudden and violent end. A fight turned into gunfire. King Von was shot. At just 26 years old, the streets claimed one of their greatest storytellers. His death shook the rap world. To his fans, he was a rising legend. To his enemies, a name that carried fear. To his city, he was both a hero and a ghost. King Von's music still echoes through speakers today, not just as songs, but as warnings. He made people feel the darkness of Chicago's drill scene. He showed the cost of street life, how fast it rises, and how quickly it falls. He wasn't just rapping, he was documenting. And that's what made him frightening, because everything he said sounded real. To real, King Von lived fast. He rapped hard, and he died young, but his legacy, it's carved into the streets forever. In the voice of the man they called King Von, if you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because more dark stories are coming.